Hello there. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is going to be another nice, complete beginner yoga flow. We are actually going to be laying down for most of this one. So, if you want to get yourself a blanket, that would probably be about it. You may need the bolster, but that should be about it for today's practice. We're going to start laying down on our backs. Take your time, no hurry here. Just moving with the intention of ease and kindness to the body. Once you get here, you're going to tuck those shoulder blades. We're allowing the palms to face up here. Go ahead and flex the feet and point the feet. Flex the feet and point the feet. Flex the feet and point. Beautiful. Come back to neutral with those feet. We're going to lift the hands up, elbows stay on the mat, and we're just going to take some rolls one way and those wrist rolls the other way. Beautiful. We're going to take our arms up and overhead, big reach here. We're going to walk the feet over towards the right. So just taking them to where it feels nice. And then we're going to take the hands and the upper body over towards the right. This is going to create that beautiful side stretch all down our left sides. If this feels really nice for you, you can try to grab that left wrist with that right hand and maybe give it a little tug. And of course, one step deeper, it's to cross that left foot over the right. Coming back to the breath here. Beautiful. Slowly releasing, coming back to the center, reaching those arms up and overhead, pointing through the feet. And then we're going to walk the upper body over towards the left. And then walk the lower body over as well. Breathing here. Maybe grabbing that right wrist with the left hand, give it a nice pull. And maybe crossing right foot over left. Guess it's actually the ankles we're crossing, not the feet. That's okay. We're not going to take it too seriously, right? It's not about perfection, it's about acceptance. One more round of breath here. And slowly coming back to center, slow as ever. Releasing the hands back down by the sides. We're going to go ahead and pull that right knee into the chest. Go ahead and try to grab it. If you can't grab where the knee is, you can grab behind the thigh. Just a little tug, nothing exaggerant. We're going to take a twist. So we're going to roll to the outer edge of the left hip. So we just kind of shimmy it to where we're semi on that left hip. Then we're going to take this right knee across the body. Right hand goes out. So if we're here, this is great. If you're here and this is as far as we're going, that's fine too. You can attempt to take it all the way. The main things is you want to have your shoulders on the mat. The minute the shoulders come off, you've went too far. So just finding that place where you're still feeling both of the shoulders on the mat. Gaze is up towards the ceiling. Maybe putting a smile on your face. We want smile wrinkles, not frown wrinkles. One more round of breath here. Beautiful. Slowly we release, coming back to center, resetting ourselves. And slowly we'll pull that left knee in, catching that leg somewhere and just pulling it into the chest. And then slowly we're coming into our twist. So outer right hip, left arm goes out long, and then maybe pulling that left knee over. Just remembering to keep the shoulders on the mat here. Big breaths into the belly, getting that nice internal massage and all those digestive organs. Coming back to the smile and the breath. We'll take one more round. And gently we come back around to center. Go ahead and send them out long. Tuck in the shoulder blades. Palms face up here. Take a full round of breath. Beautiful. Slowly bringing those eyelids back open. We're going to send the right leg up. This is going to be real different for everyone. We're just trying to pick the leg up. Okay? Bend in the knee, please. We don't want to sit there and try to straighten it. That's not what we're here for. We want a bent knee. Foot is wherever it feels good. Flexed, pointed, kind of in the middle. That's not important. If you want, you can grab a strap. Otherwise, we're just going to reach behind the thigh and just give it a nice pull. We're trying to get the release through the lower back. We're not stretching the legs. We want nothing to do with those, nor really the hips. We're just trying to get the low back stretched out. And we're going to do that by bending that knee and having more of a focus there. Just taking a few pulses here, or finding stillness, listening to the body's call and following it. When that feels good, we're going to open it up to the side. So once again, we're just holding on to the leg, allowing it to open as much as it can, and coming to find stillness or those pulses. One more round of breath. Now we're going to come into our half happy baby. So we're going to pull this right knee towards the armpit. I understand it's not going to go there. Mine's not either. Just a general direction. So instead of pulling the knee towards the chest, we're pulling it over towards the side. Now, if this feels good for you here, we can try to grab maybe the shin or the ankle here to pull down. Keeping that left hand on the left hip, making sure it stays down. You could also grab the outer edge of the foot. You could also take your peace fingers around the big toe. Choice is yours here. Feeling this in this right hip. More so the inner hip. But you'll definitely feel it around the back there too. Another round of breath. And slowly we release, we bend into it, we bring it back to the center line, and then we send it out long. Beautiful. A little shimmy shake here. And then we're going to pull the left knee in. Once again, trying to get the leg up. We are not looking for straights. We are not looking for anything but the sensation of that pull in the low back. So let's just come here and come back to those pulses. And if keeping the leg up is just no good, just go ahead and bend through that. You're going to get the same sensations with the bent knee. And slowly we'll open it up, finding whichever way you took on the other side. Keeping that right hand on that right hip. One more round of breath here. We're going to come into our happy baby. So once again, not pulling the knee towards the chest, but pulling it towards that armpit. And then maybe catching that back of the knee, the shin, the ankle. Lots of options here. Outer foot, peace fingers around big toe. Just remembering to keep that right hand on that right hip to make sure it stays down. Coming back to the breath, maybe that smile. We'll take one more full round of breath here. Beautiful. Slowly release, bringing that leg back to the center and then sending it out long. Beautiful. We're going to pull the knees up, feet on the mat. Now, once you get here, we're going to feel for the heels. If you can't feel the heels, try to shimmy your hips down just a little closer and maybe try then. So once you feel those heels, or once you feel that you're close, you don't have to, but as scrunched up as these legs will allow you, it's going to differ for everyone. Once you get there, we're just going to plant the hands on the mat. Maybe find a little bit of a grip here with the hands. We're going to engage the thighs and the glutes, get us a little bit up here. And then we're going to engage the core and the low back to push us up. Bridge pose. Tapping into the breath. Nice inhale and exhale. Trying to keep the knees towards each other. Inhale. Exhale. Lift that butt a little higher. Inhale. And exhale. Maybe a little higher. One more round of breath. Inhale. And exhale. We release. Beautiful. Windshield wiper the legs. So we're going to allow them to come over towards the right. And then we're going to come over towards the left. Back over towards the right. This is allowing the low spine, low back to release after all of that. So just go back and forth a few times. It should feel nice. May feel a little tight, but that's okay. That's why we're here. It's why we show up and continue to put in the work. Once you feel good, we're going to come back here. Heel toeing those feet towards each other and allowing the legs to splay out towards the side. If this doesn't feel good, you can allow the knees to just rest in that position. If this 100% doesn't feel good, you can take the legs to the outer edges of the mat and allow the knees to come towards each other. Whichever feels better for you here. If you're in your cobbler, maybe bring in your hands to your thighs. And maybe closing those eyes down. We'll be here for 3 rounds of breath. Take one more full round here. Beautiful. Slowly, we're going to roll over onto our bellies. So maybe coming through our fetal position here. A lot of us like to sleep like this. And then we're slowly push up and come around. We're going to have our forearms on the mat. So fingers are gripping, hips are pushing down, feet are firmly rooted. Your gaze is up, forward, and you're actively pulling the elbows kind of back motion. That's how you're activating. Tapping back into the breath here. Beautiful. So we're going to do a quad stretch. We've got a couple ways. So if you like this and this feels good to your low back, you can stay here. If you don't like this, you can bring your fingers into a diamond shape and you can bring your head down. Choice is yours here. So if you're going to stay in Sphinx, you're going to bring that right hand into the midline for our balance sake. And then we're going to bring that left knee up and in. And we're going to maybe try to grab that foot with this left hand. We're bringing it under and back. We're not bringing it over. So this is going to give you a little more room. If you're down here, you're going to remove half of the diamond shape and just reach around and try to grab that foot. If this is impossible for you, you could try to grab the strap. I'll show you what that looks like because that's important. So if we're here, because this propped up is bringing you closer to the leg. So it's at least going to allow you to wrap this strap. Once you get the strap wrapped, go ahead and bring it up to your hand, up here up front. Bring your right hand back into position and we pull. You're going to need to flex that foot to keep the strap on, but that's a good thing because you're engaging and we want to stretch that muscle while it's also engaged. It's called a passive stretch, but we like it. It's a little bit of active and passive when you're engaging that thigh. If it feels good, you can bring your hand back down and maybe bring that head down. Choice is yours. Taking another round of breath here. And slowly you can release that strap. Allow that leg to come long. Take a round of breath. We'll come back up to reset so we can get the right quad stretched. So if you want to do this from Sphinx, we're bringing that left hand to the midline. Right arm goes around to try to catch that right foot. Tapping back into that breath. Finding what feels good for you here. Pushing both of the hips down into the mat. Nice inhale and exhale. We'll take one more full round of breath here. And we'll gently and slowly, not slingshotting it, we're gently going to let that leg come back down, bringing the forehead down into our diamond shape that we make with our hands here. Now we are here. We are in our prone position. We're going to pull that right knee towards the right armpit, coming in for a half frog. Once again, this is how a lot of us like to sleep. But if not, this is going to feel really good on that inner thigh. Tapping back into the breath here. Now, if you want to go a little deeper, you can push up and come into our Sphinx. This is going to deepen the stretch in the hips and that right side low back. You can stay down though if this is too much. This is more intense. Wherever you are, we're going to take one more round of breath. And if you're up with me, we're going to slide our forehead back down into that diamond. Send the right leg out long. Shimmy those hips left to right. And then we're going to pull that left knee up towards that left armpit. Noticing that this side feels differently. And just accepting that. We were made remarkable, and we have a right and a left, and they are different for lots of reasons. And we have to accept that. One more round of breath here. And if you want to take it a step farther, you can lift up into that Sphinx pose, or you can stay down. We're just going to be here for 3 more rounds of breath. One more round here. Slowly, we're going to come back down and then send the left leg out. Take that shake of those hips left to right here. Beautiful. We're going to pull those hands back down. Oh, I got the strap wrapped around me still. We're going to pull the hands down under the shoulders. And we're going to come up for a Cobra. So we're just pushing up and lifting, pulling the gaze forward. We don't want to be looking down at the mat. We want to be lifted because that will help us lift. And fold. We'll do this a few times. Inhale to lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale to lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale to lift. And exhale, we fold. Beautiful. We're going to prep for a pose we call locust. So basically what that is we have our legs lifted and our arms lifted. But we're going to start kind of slow. So bring in your arms up, or you can have them down by your sides. Okay, choice is yours. Down by the sides maybe a touch easier. I'll let you decide that. We're going to start with lifting the right leg up. Breathing. And release. Lift the left leg up. Breathing. We're not holding or clenching the breath. And release. Again, right leg up. Release. Left leg up. Release. One more time. Right leg up. Release. And left leg up. Release. Now we're going to do the same with the upper body. So you can play maybe having your hands back one time and then maybe having them out long one time. Like I said, my belief is that this is easier. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing. Inhale will lift us. The exhale will fold us. So inhale, we lift. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, we fold. Whew. So now we're going to try to put that together. We're going to lay here and take a round of breath to prepare ourselves mentally. And we'll do the same thing. On that inhale, we'll lift all together. And the exhale, we will release. On the very last one, on the third one that we do, I will challenge you to hold it lifted for one full round of breath. So, go ahead and take your round of breath. And on your next inhale, we lift. Exhale, release. Inhale to lift. Exhale, release. Beautiful. Inhale, lift, and maybe hold. And that full round of breath. And slowly release. Shake those hips left or right. And we're slowly going to roll back onto our backs. Go ahead and pull the knees into the chest here, both of them. Maybe flexing the feet or pointing them, whatever feels good for you here. We did half happy baby earlier, so we're going to go for full happy baby now. So we're just going to take the legs towards the armpit, or the knees towards the armpits here. Then we're going to lift the legs so maybe they're parallel to each other, 90-degree angle. Flex through the feet. And once again, you can pull right here behind these thighs. You could pull from the shins. You could also catch these ankles and pull down. Or you could grab the outer edges of the feet. So many options here. This is one of my favorite poses. Eventually, over time, we're looking to have the shoulders and the tailbone on the mat. It takes a little while, but you will get there, I promise. Maybe putting that smile on the face and closing those eyes down. Just tapping back into the breath. Talking kindness to yourself. Not taking yourself too seriously here. One more round of breath. Very gently we release those legs. Hug them back in. We're going to send them out long. We're coming in for Savasana. So we started in Savasana. So send your legs out long. Roll the hands out. Palms are facing up. And tuck those shoulder blades. Maybe a slight tuck of that chin. We're going to unclench that forehead. We're going to release through the jaw. Take the tongue off of the roof of the mouth and maybe open the lips just a touch. Noticing the rise and fall of the belly here. Remembering that this is not about perfection. It's all about accepting where we are, who we are, and why, and being okay with that. Isn't this a position we could all stay in forever? Slowly, we're going to reach the arms up and overhead. Big full body stretch. We'll slowly roll into that fetal position. No rush here. And if you want to stay in Shavasana, please be my guest. Take all the time you need. We're slowly going to push up. We're going to go ahead and bring our hands to our heart. And we bow down to say namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you found this practice helpful, and I hope your body feels amazing. As always, I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day, and I look forward to seeing you back on the mat.